So our topic was sexism in the workplace. A little bit about sexism in the workplace is that we want to help people understand that the impact and the prevalence of sexism. And so a lot of people are in denial, or they have a lack of education about what it is, if it still happens, but the truth is that it happens a lot, especially to people, both male and female, at work. And our project looks into what sexism looks like in the workplace, how to identify it, and then how we can eliminate it.
The definition of sexism is prejudice or discrimination based on sex or gender. And prejudice is a dislike, hostility, or unjust behavior deriving from unfounded opinions. And discrimination is the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or things, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. Sexism most often occurs against women and girls, and it can be the belief that one sex is more superior to or more valuable than another sex. And modern sexism imposes limits on what men and boys and women and girls should and can do. You're muted.
So a little background on sexism is that it's been here for almost as long as history shows. Most recently, studies have shown that some women may feel that they're obligated to fit in by letting themselves be taken advantage of in the short term, especially in the workplace, with hopes that it may be less likely to occur in the future. Next, women are far less likely to make it to a management or a C-suite position, especially if they are of color. And women make up 50% of all of our world population, and more men are of those management or C-suite positions. And then full-time women employees are paid on average about just 80% of what men of their demographic and their job status are paid.
Some examples of sexism in the workplace is one example is a study at Middlebury College of 2,700 people. They were reviewed by male and female bosses, and they reacted more negatively towards the female boss's criticism. And it is believed that it's because we expect our female bosses or female counterparts in the workplace to be nicer and be less critical of us, and that we react negatively when those expectations have been challenged. Another example of sexism in the workplace is a male teacher was unable to wear earrings to school, but his female teachers could. And that's discrimination against men in the workplace. And when he complains, people ruined his reputation. And eventually he had to take it to the court in order to get an apology from the school. A general example of sexism in the workplace is the language that we use. Some things could be like telling men to man up or calling women by pet names in the workforce.
For our resolution, we're saying that attention should be brought to injustices that both women and men face within the workplace, rather than just brushing sexist issues under the rug. We also believe that everybody should be educated on sexism and what it looks like in the workplace or any other environment that somebody may be in, and that it should happen from an early age, and that it could even happen in secondary and post-secondary education. We also think that language used in the workplace can also be less gender specific, such as not calling women by pet names in the workplace. This has been going on since for quite a while, and sexist remarks have just carried on through the ages. Everyone excited?